Hello there, my cuties, and welcome back. And if you're new here, hello! So I consistently have been seeing this thing within the art community that drives me up a wall. And that is this idea that failure is the worst possible thing you could ever do. Worst possible outcome, and failure is unacceptable, essentially. And I think that's stupid. I think that we as a community need to start celebrating our failures and celebrating when you make something and it doesn't go right. And that's okay. It's okay to post artwork and go, hey, I don't like how this came out, but I'm gonna post it anyways, and that's fine. And it's not an artist essentially saying like, oh, boo-hoo, it came out so bad, give me compliments. It's just how it was. You weren't proud of it, but you still made it and you still are posting it, because the only way to truly grow and learn more about art is to fail. You cannot grow and change and make more artwork if you do not fail. When I first started learning how to paint, I wasn't sure what I was doing, and a lot of the artwork came out just butt ugly. In all honesty, here's some examples. They weren't very good, and even just by showing this, I'm sure I'm gonna get comments of like, that looks great, better than what I could do. And it's totally 100% fine for you to say, that doesn't look good, because it didn't. It looked bad. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Because through my failures, I was able to learn more about art. I was able to notice what I was doing wrong. I was able to look at it from a subjective point of view and say, okay, this came out weird, what did I do wrong? And then I would try new things, and then I would make different paintings and try a different technique and go, that didn't come out really how I envisioned it either. Then I would try a different technique and go, oh wait, that's more what I wanted. And even now, as I've progressed in art, I am consistently trying to find new ways to make art and new ways that I prefer to draw. I really enjoy more realistic paintings, but they take so long to make and they're so stressful sometimes, and I've been wanting to learn a more simplistic style of painting for fun, and through that I have made failures of art that I'm just really not that proud of, honestly, and that's totally fine. I'm also learning more about backgrounds because it's something that I've always struggled with, and I would consistently fail at drawing a background and then I would just give up, which is a terrible mindset. So now I'm not, and I'm just going to accept that sometimes I'm going to make something and it's just going to look wonky. And that's okay. It's okay that it looks wonky, because through that I'm going to learn more about that. I feel like we as artists have just put way too much pressure on ourselves to consistently be perfect and do a good job and make all of our art look completely outstanding at all times. You have to remember that no matter where you are, you always have to start somewhere. You don't come out of the womb automatically knowing how to walk. You don't come out of the womb automatically knowing how to write. I mean, look back at when you were trying to learn how to write and how terrible the writing was. And I mean specifically the writing itself, like the lines and how they were more scribbles, and then eventually you started learning more and more how to hold a pencil and how to make fluid handwriting that was more legible. When you started learning how to speak, a lot of it was very garbled and messy, and then eventually you started figuring out more and more how to speak. Literally anything, you have to start from somewhere, and that is the exact same reason for art. I see a lot of people consistently say like, oh, you're so talented, oh my gosh, I can't even draw a stick figure, and it's like, yeah, well, I had to start off drawing stick figures. I had to start off with just drawing blobs on paper, and through that I was able to learn more. Nobody is able to just do art from point blank. You have to learn more, you have to experience more, you have to practice. It is studying. You have to study to learn more. And I think that's something that we also consistently forget in the art community, is that art is all about learning and studying and practice. And through that, you fail. And I don't mean that in a rude way. I mean that in a good way. You study and then you make something and then you fail at it, but you learn from that failure. Failure is not a bad thing. Failure is a process of learning. Through failure, you learn. Just like anything in life. You might meet bad people, And through that, you have learned that those kind of people you never want to be around. Through learning about math, you understand that this equation does not equal the outcome that you wanted, and thus you might have failed at that, but you have learned. We put so much weight on the word of failure and make it some horrible bad word, but in reality, failure is part of the process. Through failure, you learn. Failure is not bad. I have tons of old artwork where I was just making complete garbage of art, but I look back at that artwork and I'm filled with like nostalgia of back when I was learning these things and practicing, and even though I can look at the artwork now and think, ugh, at the time I was very proud of it. You know, in 10 years' time, I'm going to look back at my current artwork and I'm going to go, ugh, I don't know about that. Because no matter where you are in your artistic growth, you're always going to be able to look back at your past self and realize your failures and what you need to change and how to grow. And I think that's beautiful, because in its own way, no matter where you are in your artistic journey, you're able to learn more, you're able to continue to grow. There is never going to be a point in art where you have become some super master and you don't have to learn anything ever again. You're always going to have to learn, you're always going to have to try something new. There's literally never going to be a point in art where you just are like, yep, I've completed it all, I know everything, I am the master of this craft. No, because even masters have things they can learn. Because even they have things that they need to practice on and that they need to learn. Artists are consistently having to practice their own work, their own art, in order to not get rusty, in order to learn more about something that they just don't know much about. Even if you practiced human anatomy and human faces for 20 years, that would just mean that you don't know how to draw animals or backgrounds or plants or anything like that. And the same and vice versa. You could practice plants for, your entire life, but that just means you don't know how to draw humans or animals. And through that, you would learn more. Through your failures, you learn. And I think that should be like the motto of especially 2020, because this year sucks. Through failure, you learn. Failure is a process. I think you should always try to remember that even though you're not proud of what you made, and you can look at your artwork and think, wow, this sucks, just know that I'm very proud of you and your accomplishments and what you've done and what you've been able to create. Don't ever feel like just because you made a bad piece of artwork that you should just give up on everything and screw this. No, you're learning, practicing, you're taking time to understand something that is very foreign and new, and that's okay. Be okay with failure. Hey there guys, thank you so much for watching. I wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my beautiful, amazing patrons. To my $10 patrons, we got Rosemary, Stroncules, Wolfie, and Lucy. Thank you guys so much. Just wow. The Patreon has actually been growing recently, and it's really, really amazing. To my $30 patron, Lee, thank you so much for supporting me. You are so kind. Oh my gosh. And of course, how can we ever forget our $60 patrons, John and Noah. Thank you guys so much. Sorry my mic sounds like a little bit weird throughout the video. I don't know what the issue is, but I'm getting a new cord, so hopefully that gets fixed. Thank you so much for your patience. As I said in my last video, I have been pretty sick lately, doing a bit better, but hopefully things stay pretty calm and I don't keep feeling icky. Anyways, thank you again so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and hey, drink some water. Bye!